Previously on how to get back to the forest, there was life lessons and there was puking, and there was so much puking. And now, previously, it's if you missed it yesterday, which is how the film was just yesterday was, um, they were on the ice, but it went anyway. Dance was fun. Camp was so fun. hmm So coming in, C raised a hand. Again, before I go back into this one, I'm going to point this as, but usually I want to do one thing because we have 15-minute one. I don't want to go over it. So I'm going to again do how to get back to a file, so I'm going to do a link to it. So it's going to be 2 days, will be for two different like reading of this, which I guess would be interesting because they'll not be just a prolonged one. So it'll be a first ever two-parter, which I might do more, might do less. Because I thought, yeah, let's go back to this one. C raised a hand. Why is it a compliment to tell somebody it doesn't matter who they are? We were told to find a hobby. There were a million choices and we tried them all. Sports and craft and art and music. There was so much to do. Every day there was some kind of program. And then there were chores. We had to study for class. No wonder we forgot stuff. We were told that forgetting was natural. Forgetting helped us survive. Jodie told us in high school class, tears in our eyes. With a tear in my eye. Is that Terry Funk? Because I like from a tear in my eye. Forever, forever. I don't know if I'm going to Terry Funk or Bret Hart, but here's a nice kind of magic person. She cried as easy as Max. She was more like a kid's sister than a counselor. Everybody wanted Jodie to be okay. You'll always be reminded, she said in a hoarse, heroic voice. You'll always have your parent figures. It's okay to be sad, but remember, you have each other now. It's the most special bond in the world. C raised a hand. What if we don't want us? C raised a hand, and of course she raised a hand. She was C. She was C. She'd always been C. Do you see what I mean? I mean, she was like that right from the day we arrived. She was brash, messy C before the night in the bathroom, before she supposedly puked out her bug. I couldn't see any difference. I could not see any difference. So of course I had second thoughts. I was so bad I hadn't flushed the toilet. What if there wasn't anything in it? What if somebody dropped a piece of jewelry in there, some necklace or brooch, and I thought it was a bug? That could have happened. Camp was so fun. Shaving my legs with a mixer, wearing wetsuits. We were all so lucky. Camp was the best thing ever. Every child at camp. And that was the government slogan. ECAT. She was making us gag face if she said it. ECAT. Ick. Sick. She took me into the forest. It was a mixer. Everybody else was crowded on the picnic tables. The lake was flat and scummy, and the sun was just going down. Clouds of biting insects gold in the haze. Come on, she said. Let's get out of here. We walked over the sun and sand into the weeds. A couple of the council watched us go. I saw Hunky Duncan look at us with his binoculars because we were just two girls who didn't care. It only mattered if you left the mix with a boy. And then you had to stop a self-gas stand for condoms and injection because becoming a parent is a serious decision. Duncan lowered his binoculars and we stepped across rocks into the trees. This is cool, C whispered. When you think it was cool, it was wind sticking in there and soft dark and the weeds kept tickling my legs. But I went farther because of C. It's hard to explain this thing she had. She was like an event just about to happen and you didn't want to miss it. I didn't want to anyway. It was so dark we had to hold hands after a while. C walked in front of me, pushing branches out the way, making loud crackling sounds, sometimes kicking to break through the bushes. Her laugh sounded close, like we were trapped in a basement at Lulu's. And that's what it was like being trapped in this amazing place where everything was magically half price. I was so excited and then horrified because suddenly I had to take a dump. There was no way I could hold it in. Wait a sec, I told C, too embarrassing until to go away. I crouched down and went and wiped myself on the leaves, and I'm sure C knew what was up, but she took my hand again right after it was done. She took my disgusting hand. I felt like I wanted to die, and at the same time I was floating. We kept going until I stumbled to clear the woods, stars above us in a perfect circle. Woohoo, she hollered. Fuck you, neighbor. She gave the stars a finger. The silhouette of her hand stood out against the bright. I gave the stars a finger too. I was this shitty, disgusting kid with a lamp and a plaque for parents. But I was never seeing the time was exactly now. It was like there was a beautiful, starry place we never get into. Didn't deserve to get into, but at the same time, we were better than the brightness. Two sick girls underneath the stars. Fuck you, neighbor. It felt so great. If I could go anywhere, I'd want to go there. The counters came for us after a while. Sick of them with big flashlights, talking handsets. Jody Toss been looking everywhere for us. We were pretty worried about you girls. For the first time, I didn't feel sorry for her. I felt like I wanted to kick her in the sins. Sorry, in the shins. Sorry, not sins, shins. Shit. Forgot about her until right now. I forget so much. My brain is like a sieve. Sometimes I tell Peter think I'm going senile, like premature senile dementia. Last month, I suggested we go to Clearview for the next vacation. He said, Tish, you hate Clearview. Don't you remember? It's true. I hated Clearview. The beach was okay, but at night there's nothing to do but drink. So we're going to go to a Palace Suites instead. At least you can gamble there. See, I wonder about you still so much. I wonder what happened to you and where you are. I wonder if you've ever tried to find me. It wouldn't be hard. If you link to a register, you know our graduating class end up in food services. I'm in charge of inventory for a chain of grocery stores. Pete drives delivery. Katie stocks the shelves. The year before us, the graduates of our camp went to the army. The year after us, they also went into the army. The year after that, they went into communications technologies. The year after that, I stopped paying attention. I stopped wondering what life would have been like if I graduated in a different year. We're okay. Me and Pete, we, we, we make it work, you know. He's sad because I don't want to have kids, but he hasn't brought up for a couple of years. We do the usual stuff, hobbies and vacations, work. Pete's into gardening. Once a week of dinner with some of the gang. We keep our parent figures on the whole table like everyone else. Sometimes I think about how if you graduated with us, you'd be doing some kind of job in food services too. That's weird, right? But you didn't graduate with us. I guess you never graduated at all. I've looked for you on the buses and the streets, wondering if I'd suddenly see you. God, I'd jump off the bus so quick. I wouldn't even wait for it to stop moving. I wouldn't care if I fell in the gutter. I remember your tense face, your nervous look when you found I were going to have a checkup. I can't have a checkup, you said. Why not? I asked. Because, you said, because they'll see my bug is gone. And I don't know, I felt so embarrassed for you. I'd convinced myself the whole bug thing was a mistake, a hallucination. I looked down at my bug, or looked up. You're standing in the same place. And let look in your face if you're listening. You looked at me and said, I have to run. It was the stupidest thing I'd ever heard. The whole campus wanted to practically up to the moon. There's no way to get outside. But you tried. You left my room. You went straight out the window and broke your ankle. A week later, you were back. You were on crutches and you looked wrecked, destroyed. Somebody cut your hair, shaved it close to the scalp. Your eyes stood out huge and shining. They put a bug in me, you whispered, and I just knew. I knew what you were going to do. Max came to see me a few days ago. I felt sick ever since. Max is the same, hunched and timid. You know her if you saw her. She sat in my living room and I gave her coffee and lemon cookies, and she took one bite of a cookie and started crying. See, we miss you. We really do. Max told me she's pregnant. I said congratulations. I knew she and Evan had been wanting one for a while. She covered her eyes with her hands. She still bites her nails. One of them was bleeding and she just cried. Hey Max, I said, it's okay. I figured she was extra emotional from hormones or whatever, or maybe she was thinking of a short time she'd have a kid. Then a kid started camp at 8 years old. It's okay, I told her. If I never have kids, I couldn't stand it. They say it's easy on the kids going to camp earlier. We, me and you and Max, we were the tail end of Generation Teen. Max's kid will belong to Generation 8. It's supposed to be a happier generation, but I'm guessing it'll be sort of like us. Like us, the kids of Generation 8 to be told are sad. They need a parents as well, have parent figures so they can always remind them of what they've lost. So they can remember they need what they have now. I sat across the cafe table with Max and she was crying. I wasn't hugging her because I don't really hug people anymore, not even people. I'm sort of mean that way. That's how it turned out. Max said, do you remember that night in the bathroom with C? Do I remember? Her eyes were all swollen. She hiccuped. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm scared. She said she had sent a report to a doctor today on her phone. How was she feeling? Had she vomited? Her morning sickness wasn't too bad, but she phoned up twice and both times she had to go for a checkup. So I said, Sonny was pretty sleepy now, yeah. Said, yeah. Said in front of her and said, yeah, like I was a rock. After a while, I could tell she was feeling uncertain and she felt stupid. She picked up her stuff and blew her nose went home. She tissues on the table. One of them spotted her blood with a bitten nail. Haven't been sleeping since she left. I mean, I always had trouble sleeping, but now it's a lot worse, especially since I started writing your book. I just felt sick. See, I felt really sick. One of those checkups so regular everyone gets them. You're definitely supposed to go in if you're feeling nauseous, vomited. It might be a super flu. World was full of viruses. The good health is everybody's business. And yeah, they put you to sleep every time. Yeah, they put a bug in me, you said. Camp was so fun. Judy came to us wringing her hands. See, has been having some problems. Close to look after the girls. Campers stick together. But we didn't stick together, did we? I woke up and you were shouting in the hall. I went out there, hopping in good for toothbrush in one hand, your figure notebook in the other. Knew exactly what you'd caught you doing. How did they catch you? Were they really cameras in the bathroom? Jody called Duncan. And that was how I knew how bad it was. Humphrey Duncan in the girls' hallway just outside the bathroom, wearing white shorts and serious pissed off expression. He and Jody grabbing you and you were fighting him off. Tisha called Jody. It's okay, see, just sick. If you're in hospital, you can feel up, I'll take it, you snarled. Those were your last words. Your last words to me. Never saw you again except in dreams, yeah. I see you in dreams, seeing your white lace nightgown. See, I feel sick. At night, I feel so sick. I walk around in circles, maybe the sickness and waves of something else, something that calms me, something trying to make the sickness go away. Up and down it goes, and I'm just in it, just trying to stand it. And I'll sleep again and dream you're beside me, leaning over the toilet. And down at the very bottom, there's something like a clump of trees, and two tiny girls are standing there giving us a finger. It's not where I came from, but it's where I started. I think of how bright it was in the bathroom that night, how some kind of loss swept through all of us. Electric. And you started it. You started it by yourself. We were with you in a hilarious and total rage of loss. Let's lose it. Let's lose everything. Camp wasn't fun. Camp was a fucking factory. I go to a factory on Fridays, check my list over a coffee with L. The bus passes shattered buildings, stick people rooting around in the garbage, 3 out of 5 grading classes join the army. Give me the serenity to accept things are going to change. How did I even get here? I asked my mom if she was on a fucking ramp. See, I feel sick. I should just grab my keys, get some money, run to Max's house. We should both be sick. Everybody should lose it together. I should have told you not to tell the others. We all should have gone together. My fault. I dream I find you in person in a bathroom at a train station. There's blood everywhere, and you laugh and tell me it's hair I see. It's so bright, it makes me sick. I have to go now. It's got to come out. I'm not so happy, excellent. So together's half an hour, but still two 15-minute parts. It fits. So that was how to get back to the forest. Part 2. And I'll be 1A, so this is October 9th, that's October 8th, part 1, part 2, and remember, I'll put the link in the description. So in between 2 days, read it. Okay, thank you. Bye.